Yeah, no, it's a very challenging and complex character, and for me, it is a story about a man who went to war when he was 19, and he ended up in the South Pacific in the Second World War, which was one of the most brutal places to end up in. You fought, an enemy that refused to surrender at any point, and you also fought the heat and the tropical nature of it all. We meet him coming back from that experience. So my first way into it was trying to, as best as I could, understand what these people went through when they were in the South Pacific. So I read about a bunch of biographies, Goodbye Darkness by William Manchester, and um, Helmet for My Pillow by Robert Leckie, and a couple of other ones. But that was such a great, reading memoirs of people who went through this experience was so helpful for me to use that as something that I could put on to Willard.
Your character has a son who uses a pet to help him through tough times. I was wondering, when you were young, did you have a pet that you turned to? Was there something that helped you through the tough times?
It's really interesting. Yeah, I grew up with pets. We had a dog when I was very little, and then when I was a teenager, we got cats and a dog. Yeah, I love I love animals, but I never had a relationship where one of the pets were comforting me in when I went through hard times. Like I don't know what it says about me, but I wasn't someone that had like stuffed animals and stuff like that either.
You work with two emerging stars, a great cast generally, but I want to limit the conversation to Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland. Both of them are superheroes, but they're also great talents.
I've been a big fan of his for a long time, and I think he's really brave and a very committed actor. He's amazing in the movie, and so I was just kind of we met on set sort of and hung out a little bit, but we never had anything to do with each other. So it was on screen rather. So for me, just watching it, I was like, I watched his performance for the first time as well when I watched the movie, and he blew me away. With Tom, it was obviously we don't have any scenes together, but he does play my son. So like for the sake of the character, like our relationship mattered, if that makes sense, even though we don't have any scenes together, because what happens to young Armin did happen to Tom Holland, right, in the movie. So for me, that was I spent a little bit more time with him, and we read the scenes together, the scenes where he was a boy, and so we kind of had those words out of our mouths, and there was a point in us trying to find similarities in each other, because it is such a big part of the movie is what you inherit, and obviously Arvin is trying to kind of come to terms with his father and what his father did to him. So that was a little bit different, but yeah, Tom, I mean, he knocks us out of the park. He's incredible in this movie, and I'm really excited about seeing him in his career in the future. I thought he was a fantastic Spider-Man as well. I think he's one of the best Spider-Mans that there have been. But Spider-Man is a kind of a light, charming character, and I just didn't know how much range or depth that he had. And seeing him in this movie is just like, whoa, he's a hell of a lot more than a superhero actor, that's for sure. I mean, and obviously Robert Pattinson is the same thing. I mean, he's had an incredible career so far, and just like, I don't know, I think that, I guess what the Marvel movies and the superhero movies have been doing really well is that the movies themselves might be silly, but they managed to cast amazing actors, and yeah, it does make the movies a lot better, I think.
Well, you are absolutely terrific in this. You take us on an emotional journey that really bases the entire film. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your performance.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you.